Here's what most people get wrong about men who are violent towards women. They think it's about anger. They think he just snapped. They think he lost control. But here's the truth that decades of psychological research reveals. Violence against women is almost never about losing control. It's about taking control. And understanding this distinction changes everything about how we recognize, intervene, and stop these patterns. Stay with me because what I'm about to explain will fundamentally shift how you see this issue. Let's start by destroying the most dangerous myth, the idea that abusive men have anger management problems. Lundy Bancroft spent over 20 years working with abusive men in court-mandated treatment programs. His research revealed something chilling. These men don't have generalized anger issues, they have selective anger. Think about it. An abusive man doesn't punch his boss when he's frustrated at work. He doesn't scream at police officers. He doesn't throw things at his mother. He waits. He comes home. And then he directs that behavior specifically at his partner. That's not loss of control. That's calculated targeting. If he can control himself everywhere else, the violence at home is a choice. Now here's where the psychology gets dark. Lenore Walker, a psychologist who pioneered research on domestic violence in the 1970s, identified what she called the cycle of violence. It has 3 distinct phases. Phase 1 is tension building. He becomes increasingly irritable, critical, nitpicking. The woman feels like she's walking on eggshells, trying to keep the peace. Phase 2 is the acute battering incident. This is the explosion, the violence, whether physical, sexual, or extreme psychological abuse. Phase 3 is reconciliation, sometimes called the honeymoon phase. He apologizes, he cries, he promises it will never happen again. He might buy flowers, be affectionate, seem genuinely remorseful. And here's the trap. That reconciliation phase is what keeps her there. It gives her hope that the man she loves is still in there. But then the cycle repeats. Tension builds again. And each time it does, the violence often escalates. But why does this pattern exist? What's happening psychologically? Albert Bandura's social learning theory provides crucial insight. Violence is learned behavior. Men who witnessed their fathers abuse their mothers, or who were themselves abused as children, learn that violence is how you solve problems, how you establish dominance, how you get what you want. They observe, they internalize, they replicate. Research shows that boys exposed to domestic violence are significantly more likely to become abusers themselves. It's intergenerational trauma, creating intergenerational violence, but, and this is critical, being exposed to violence doesn't determine destiny. Many men who witnessed abuse explicitly choose different paths. The difference is often whether they examine those patterns, get support, and actively unlearn those behaviors. Here's what Bancroft discovered about the psychology of abusive men. They operate from a core belief system rooted in entitlement. They believe they have the right to control their partner's behavior, appearance, social contacts, even thoughts. They believe her primary purpose is to meet his needs. When she doesn't comply, when she asserts independence or contradicts him, he experiences that as a threat to his authority, and violence becomes his tool to reassert control. Evan Stark, a sociologist who studies intimate partner violence, calls this coercive control. It's not just physical violence, it's isolation, monitoring, degradation, deprivation. It's psychological imprisonment. The violence itself is just one tactic in a larger system of domination. Now let's talk about the cognitive distortions that allow abusive men to live with themselves. Minimization. It wasn't that bad, she's exaggerating. Denial. I never hit her. Even when there's documented evidence. Blame shifting. She provoked me. If she hadn't said that, I wouldn't have reacted. Externalization. I was drunk. I was stressed at work. I have PTSD. These men construct elaborate justifications that protect them from confronting the reality of what they're doing. Donald Dutton, a psychologist specializing in abusive personalities, found that many abusive men have fragmented self-concepts. They genuinely see themselves as victims. In their narrative, she's the problem, she's controlling, she's irrational, she made him do it. This cognitive architecture allows them to maintain a public persona of being a great guy while terrorizing someone behind closed doors. Here's something that reveals the intentionality behind this violence. Abusive men are often charming, successful, well-liked in their communities. Neighbors, co-workers, even family members say, "He's such a nice guy, I can't believe he would do that." That's not coincidence, that's strategic. They know how to perform normalcy, even likability, in public. The violence is reserved for private, for where there are no witnesses, no consequences. They understand social norms enough to violate them selectively. That requires a level of awareness and control that contradicts the "he just snapped" narrative. Before we go further, let's be absolutely clear about something. This is not about demonizing all men. Most men are not abusive. Most men are horrified by violence against women. This is about understanding a specific subset of male behavior that causes devastating harm. Understanding is not excusing. It's about seeing the patterns clearly so we can intervene, prevent, and hold abusers accountable. Psychology helps us understand, but it doesn't absolve responsibility. These men make choices. So what does all this mean? Violence against women isn't random, it's not passion, it's not love gone wrong. It's a deliberate pattern of behavior designed to establish and maintain power and control. It's learned, it's calculated, and it follows predictable cycles. The psychology behind it involves entitlement beliefs, cognitive distortions, and often intergenerational trauma. But none of that removes accountability. These men know what they're doing. The selective nature of their violence proves it. If you or someone you know is experiencing abuse, understand this. It's not your fault. You didn't cause it. You can't fix him. The cycle will not break without intervention, usually professional intervention that he has to choose for himself. Your safety matters more than his potential for change. If this information has made you reflect and better understand the human mind, I suggest you watch the video that is appearing on the screen. Just think.